folks. It is so nice to be back live with you. Even though you did not get my email this morning because I was bidding fond farewell to my sister who had been staying with me for a few days. So when two girls get together, all of the things we're supposed to do don't really happen. You get busy chatting about everything else. But I'm back in the seat here at the station and happy to be back. And you all had a big opportunity last week while I was off the air because Jeff was out touring the country with his wife. And so that's why I was off the air. Now, you had the opportunity to learn about the I Ching. So today, the opportunity is you can call in and ask them questions about the I Ching. I'd love to hear how you're doing with it. I did hear from a couple of people off the air during the week that they could actually follow along by what I had been saying because it was very, very user-friendly. And so, isn't it ridiculous? I jump in speaking before I really properly say, well, hi there. This is Elaine Bartlett. I guess I'm so excited and enthused to speak with you. But this is Elaine Bartlett, and you are listening to this magical, mystical, wonderful Purple Portal hour that we're together. And if you need to email me, you can email me at purpleportal777@gmail.com. And if you would like to phone in today, just to say, missed you last week, Elaine, or welcome back, or happy spring equinox, which was yesterday. Very, very powerful day on the planet. A day of springtime and new beginnings. Doesn't get much bigger than yesterday. So the number here is 321-806-3159. Once again, that's 321-806-3159. I also need to encourage you because you do send me encouraging feedback, which I am so appreciative of. I need you to go to my website, Higher Consciousness, and that is HIER, like the hierarchy, higherconsciousness.com, and poke around and look at my new book, which still life has gotten in the way. I have not marketed it correctly or at all yet, but it is the Prosperity Portal, and your feedback has been loving and encouraging and positive. So quite frankly, personally, I am a bookie. So I prefer to hold the book and make notes and, I don't know, reread it, and because it never looks the same to me any day. And that's the way this Prosperity Portal is. It's different every day, even though it's the exact same words. But it's a very interesting concept, how energy moves to shift your perception and your understanding. That's why you could read See Spot Run today, and tomorrow you see it totally differently. Tomorrow it could be See Spot Run. So it's very interesting, the subtleties of energy, and that's what that book brings forth for you. So I personally prefer the book, but it can be on ebook, and it could also be a DVD. So there we have it. And the reason that I'm now more and more dedicated to getting written information out to you, these are shifting times. I can't tell you how many times this week I've spoken with different people, and the phrase this week is shift, S-H-I-F-T, shift happens, and it's happening. So we may as well roll with it and float down that stream. So I want to read you a couple of thoughts with work that I'm doing very diligently, and it's the work that involves non-duality, meaning there is only one. And after you spend a few days either away from your home or someone else in your space, somebody's rattling your cage one which way or another. It's very, very easy to almost lose your footing. However, with the sense of non-duality, here's a couple of things that brought me right back this afternoon. And I quote, "What does it mean to take a stand in consciousness? It means remembering what you have learned and maintaining the conviction of what you know. It means living non-dual understanding even when old habits take you places you positively don't like. More than anything, taking a stand in consciousness means remembering that consciousness is all there is, and that who you truly are cannot be cut by sword, burned by fire, dried by wind, drowned by water, or really thrown off kilter by any circumstances or people. It just can't happen. And that's because that consciousness is all in all. It is omnipresent, it's omnipotent, it's omni-everything. And that is who we are. It's a whole lot easier for me to get there in my own quiet space. I have a good friend who's working on this up in New Jersey with me, and as she wryly said the other day, it's just so much easier if I had no worker bees around me, if there was nobody else in my work environment. And I think that's true with all of us. If the family wasn't there, if the workers weren't there, if society wasn't there, government wasn't there, the system one way or another wasn't there, we'd all be fine. But the deal is, right here, right now, no matter what the chaos, it's fine. It's all fine because consciousness doesn't change. Consciousness cannot be, well, that's why there's no such thing as enlightenment. Enlightenment is simply an understanding. It's not an experience. So if you're working with some, in this way I will use the word cockamamie guru, who's got the carrot dangling in front of you that follow me and you will be enlightened, I would tell you run for the hills. Take that association and break it. Because enlightenment is simply the understanding that right here, right now, with all its chaos, with all its craziness, is fine. It's fine as it is. And for the women out there, because we women, we are fixers. We're fixers and doers and changers. Oh gosh, I think we all have like this Joan of Arc complex. Whether you're Christian or not, we got this Joan of Arc. We've got to cut away the bad guys. No. Everything is perfect, exactly as it is. And so a realized person actually knows with firm conviction that this consciousness is what it is, and that's all there is. So it's keep going back to basics, go back to basics. And of course, with the I Ching, and people have questioned me during the week, well, how do I use that then if consciousness is all there is? Consciousness is so expansive and so inclusive that I personally want to stand in a position to give my consciousness that opportunity to step into its own expansiveness. And I especially find it when I'm either short on sleep, not enough sleep, or conditions are very chaotic. It is easy to really not remember all of the good stuff and to expand the consciousness. But there are still moments in the craziness where you can just go right there and feel it. It's a pulse. In the silence, in the stillness, you will feel the pulse. So it's up to you to feel it. I can't make you feel it. I can point you toward the concept. I can remind you of it. And it's a beautiful thing to try to get in touch with it. because it's there for us, for heaven's sake. Why wouldn't we? Okay, so a couple of things now. Remember, if you'd like to call in, let me give you that number again, 321-806-3159. And this is Elaine Bartlett, and you're listening to The Purple Portal. I do have to give a very warm shout out to some extended family members up in New Jersey. Chris Bartlett, I understand you were gracious enough at a family dinner to encourage them. Listen, I want her numbers to be perked up, so I'm going to just tune it in. So, Chris, I don't see you very often, darling, but I certainly did appreciate just that knowingness. Now, Chris is a computer genius, so you people that are tech savvy, you would understand more the value of bigger listenership and participation, etc. Those of us who are, not because it's almost Easter, but kind of dumb bunnies electronically and computer-wise, never dawned on me the importance of it until I began at this wonderful station. So thank you to Chris, and hello to your beautiful Valerie and brother Bill and wife Sandy, all of you who were out partying for St. Patrick's Day with my sister Julie. Thank you so much. Happy times. And of course, happy times to all of my Jerseyites, Jersey friends, those who have migrated down into South Florida. Hi, Renee. Miss Linda out in California. No, you're not in California. Maybe you are today, but Arizona. And all of you that are gracious enough to understand where I'm coming from, because it's such a sincere, innocent place, and it's so simple, and it's in the simplicity that we can all continue to have this sense of expansiveness. So I'm going to give you a couple of cosmic calendar updates. Let me take a look here. What's going on? I know that as last time I was here about 2 weeks ago, Venus was about to turn retrograde, and I'm quite sure it did. I'm going to double check in an ephemeris, and an ephemeris is a tool that we use in astrology. Yeah, Venus went retrograde in Aries on the 4th, and it will stay retrograde until April 15th. Now, what that means is you have a chance, because Aries rules the head and your thinking. You could make some adjustments now very easily in thinking, in your thinking that has been a bit bullheaded or too impetuous. That sense of impetuousness is very detrimental to our growth. And I've always looked at it this way: the great ones, they don't rush. So there's no rushing. Just take your time, because time on this plane is certainly one of those kind of expandable things that we use to just delineate and demarcate our own growth. And as you watch some people and their growth, and just watch it with no attachment, you'll see that there really isn't any growth. There's only a circular running in place, hamster style, with no growth. The object is, of course, you want your growth to be spiral-like. And that spiral is the sense of refinement, if you will, and detachment of heavy-duty thinking. I have a note here from Tom Kenyon. Those of you who know Tom Kenyon, or those of you who know me, you've heard me speak of Tom's work before. Tom has done a tremendous amount of work with an off-the-planetary group of beings